Hi, and welcome to this special presentation of Salesforce Release Readiness. I'm Mike Torres. Sometimes we have just too much great content to be able to fit everything in the small live windows that we have available to us. Summer 16 is one of those instances. We hope you enjoy this bonus content. But before we pass you off to the product team, there is one point that we do need to hit on, and that is Salesforce's forward-looking statement slide. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this slide, it urges Salesforce customers to base purchasing decisions only on currently available functionality. Simple as that. So without any further ado from me, let's get to meet our product team and into the presentations.
Hello, Mike. My name is Marco Cuso. I'm very happy to be here, and I'll be talking about this new product called Service Wave, what is coming out in June.
Hi, Mike. My name is François Lepiteau, and I'm going to speak today about Wave, collaboration, and also App Exchange.
Hello, everyone. I'm Amruta Moktali, and I'm here to talk to you about the great enhancements we are bringing on building out Wave dashboards.
With this, let's just jump right into our slides. So I would like to talk about Service Wave. Service Wave is a new offering that is coming specifically for Service Cloud customers. Last October, we released Sales Wave, which has been really well accepted, a really well-used product. So in this time, we are taking the same concept and applying to Service Wave. And why would customers want to buy Service Wave? It's because it's integrated natively in Salesforce. With one installation, with one step, you're getting access to all your Service Wave data, everything inside Sales Cloud. You can embed all your dashboards. It's very easy to get access to all your information in one place. On top of that, we all worked with a lot of our customers, and we came up with all the service KPIs, which are relevant for most of our service customers. And they, like for example, your channel optimization, your customer satisfaction metrics. So all of those are in one place. And on top of that, you're getting all this Salesforce platform functionality, for example, already built in. For example, like Chatter, all the Service Cloud case access. So you can take action right in your dashboards. So on that note, let's talk about who are the personas we're really going after. So first of all, service managers. So as a service manager, right now, you have to look around for your information. And looking around for information, as you probably know, Mike, is really hard. So it takes a lot of time. So in our case, as a service manager, you can go into our dashboard and you see your team KPIs, benchmarking. And benchmarking is something not too many BI or analytics solutions offer. In our case, we can do that. And also we do historical analysis. And again, I will keep talking about it's all natively integrated, and that is invaluable. Second, it is really optimized for a service agent. And we are embedding our dashboards inside a service console, which is, again, very powerful tool. So our service agent don't have to look around for the data. They live in a console, and they don't have to leave to look for information related to the analytics. Here is our Wave platform homepage. So first, I will show you how easy it is to install Service Wave with only one click. Let's click on Create and click right here on App. And here, as a customer, I have access to all the apps we have built. And in the future, we will have ISVs building apps. So here, let's click on Service Analytics. I'll click Continue. And I'll click on Service Wave and click Continue. And what makes our app so special is this is not just on standard objects and standard fields. We can actually, using our wizard, we can customize our app for our needs. And every customer is using Service Cloud in a different way. Everybody's needs are different. So we actually asked different questions of how to use your Service Wave analytics. So when you like what you see, you can change your answers. You keep answering. So let's say right here, let's call our app Summer 16. Let's create. And reality is that now the app is getting installed. So it will take some time because case object is usually really big. It might be millions of records. So we can go grab a coffee. In our case, we don't have time since we are doing a video right here. So what we can do is we can go and look at the other already pre-made dashboards we had. So right here, I'll go in and I'll look at Service Wave GA. So this install process already went through. So there are two entry points I would like to talk about. First, as a Service Wave agent, what I do is I'll go in and look at my Service Console. So here is my list view. And I can easily go in and look at my cases, but I actually want to get more information. What is my case duration? How are my cases doing? So before it used to be that I would only go in and see case information, but now with Wave, I can see everything related to this case. For example, I can see my opportunities tied to this case. And that, again, really invaluable because I can see how much open pipeline I have attached to it. This case, for example, right here is very important. It's 164,000 opportunity pipeline open. I should probably really pay attention to it. And here I already have all the people, agents who have worked on this case. So next, I would like to look at similar cases. So I was talking about now we can integrate information from historical data. So I can see that this case right here, similar cases, there is something going on with this product because there's a big spike. And I can see all of the people who have worked on similar cases. And as I mentioned already, I can take action from here. I can look at somebody who can help me. Maybe I have additional questions. And finally, it is really my favorite. It shows how I'm doing on average related to similar cases. Because as a manager, for example, I would love to know, hey, right here, it's taking me a lot longer to work on this case compared to somebody else. So it's really, that's where benchmarking comes in. And it's a really it's a really powerful feature. So that's an agent view. And as I mentioned, as an agent, I don't have to leave. I can live right here. So, but as a manager, what do I do? So as a manager, I can go in and look at my overview dashboard. And here I can see in all my performance metrics in one place. For example, I can see my backlog, I can see my agent performance, channel review, account profile, and as you can see, there are many other tabs which are relevant for me. But we talked to a lot of customers, and we identified this as 4 major dashboards. So let's go into backlog, for example. So all the beloved Wave functionality is already available right here. So I can facet, I can filter, and I can see exactly what is going on in my business. And as I mentioned before, you can, again, go back and look at different agent performance. So let's look at one more dashboard. And here I can see how is my agent performance doing? Who is performing really well? Let's look at this bubble chart, and I can facet, and I can see exactly what is happening in my business, and I can take action right here. And in this case, let's open a new task and say, hey, what is going on with this customer right here? So on that note, this is what we have to offer. It's very exciting. As I said, Service Wave app is coming out in the middle of June. And I'm excited to reach out to all the customers when it's out.
Rightfully so. I think the benchmarking piece in particular is something that really speaks to me. Oftentimes we benchmark externally, comparing one company to another, seeing how they use things similarly or differently. But the internal benchmarking that we're offering now is really, really valuable in that it allows us to identify our best users and then call for the rest of our organization to replicate those efforts.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really good point because then managers can see who can I reach out to, could be a good mentor or a coach.
Exactly.
For my agents.
So, but in addition to using this to drive performance the way that we're just talking about now, what can we use this in terms of finding a root cause analysis if we're trying to do some investigating?
Oh, that's a great question, Mike. We do have some dashboards which are related exactly for root cause analysis. For example, CSAT. This is something you can see that for a certain product, CSAT has been going down. That could show there is something going on. So we offer many tools to really go deeper into detail to understand what's going on in my business.
Excellent. And just my final question just comes to licensing, because I want this in my hands. Is this going to be covered by a platform license, or how do we get our hands on this?
So you can buy it as a separate SKU, just as a service Wave, but it's also when you buy Wave platform, it's already included. So as a Wave platform, you will get sales and service.
That was great for customers who are looking into benchmarking and trying to drive performance and driving root cause analysis, but we have more to offer our customers. So to speak to that, I'm going to pass things over to Francois.
Thank you very much, Mike. What I'm going to speak to you today is about, first, Wave Everywhere. So it's a lot of features that we have built on Wave to be able to help collaborations, be able to present more what you have built in Wave, be able to embed it everywhere where you are, as Marco showed, like in the console, but also in other places like Lightning, for example. Before to switch to the demo, actually, on my laptop, let me check my email if you don't mind. You don't mind checking my
sure.
email?
Sounds like a good idea for live TV.
Exactly, right. So just if we can pause. So if my email, I get a message actually from Clara Taylor, who said to me, like, I need to use this Wave app. So if I click on it, I'm going to Wave. And oh, wow, I have a beautiful dashboard, right? Oh my God, what's the name for my baby? Gosh, Mike, I'm going to be a dad. It's amazing. So it's great because with annotation, right, on my dashboard, now I can ask questions. So if I go here, I can see like Clara Taylor, so put me this annotation. So if I click on it, it's great. She answered me. So now I'm going to ask, okay, this is good, but if I want to pick a name, which is a target here, right, first I need to know if it's a boy or girl, right? So let me click annotate here on a widget directly. So, hey, great news. Is it a boy or a girl? And I can add mention. So what is beautiful with annotation is completely integrated to Chatter. So if I, as you can see here, I just post on the dashboard, but automatically this is completely integrated with Chatter. So if I go back to the screen of Clara here, if I click on her feed, so I'm going to see like my post right to her. So as a Clara, I can say it's a boy. Here, she gets so answer. So again, I'm on the dashboard on Wave, so I can really like have very deep interaction and collaboration with these different people, and again, completely integrated with Chatter, which is pretty interesting. So I can continue to find a name, but it's not the purpose of this today. Anyway, if you want to enable these new features, it's really easy. You just go to the setup of your organizations, and you go to the feed tracking. And in the feed tracking, what you are going to see is we have a new asset, which is called Wave Asset. And you just need to enable the field tracking here. So again, in one click, you can enable this annotation on every dashboard. So the other features that I want to show you is, as Marco showed, like there is some dashboard that we have, there is some application where you have multiple dashboards, and it's great. But also, a lot of time people want to present the numbers, right? You have your weekly meeting with your boss or some other meetings that you want to, again, with all the data on your fingers, show this. So that's why we have created a new mode, what we call presentation mode. So here, as you can see, we have a new button which will present. And what I can do is in one button, this is going to call the main dashboard of the application. So again, I don't need to select which one I want to start with. Like the manager of the app decided this one is an entry point. Mm-hmm. And so I can see this main dashboard. I can easily continue. So for example, go to some dashboard that Marco showed, like open cases, for example. Again, full screen experience. And at the top, I can easily switch to the other dashboard of my applications. Of course, we also have had like a lot of keyboard shortcuts, so you can go back, go next very easily. You can escape, so to make it very easy to use. This is available on any dashboard as soon as you have the summer release. Now, the other thing that we are working on is the embedded story. So embedded is very powerful when you can embed the right information in the business process. So for example, here if I go to my opportunity, we have embedded a sales wave dashboard, actually, on my Lightning opportunity screen. And so what is great is we are completely integrated with the app builder. So if I edit the page, to be able to do this, it's really straightforward. We have now a Wave component that you can simply drag and drop into your record detail page. And so when you drag and drop the component, you will be able to select which dashboard you want to see. You will be able to select how you want to filter the dashboard, because of course you want to filter on the opportunity where you are, as you can see in this properties panel here. So what is great is you can do this on any record detail page, account, opportunity, or custom object. And again, you can use any filters that you want to be able to really filter the dashboard to the information that you are looking at. So really powerful. So now, just go back to this opportunity detail page. Another feature that was highly requested, actually. If I go to my overview here, I can see all the deals that are in my pipe, all the deals that I've closed. So, for example, close one here. And I can, for example, just simply open as a lens and maybe do some more exploration, or maybe just have a list of all these deals directly on my screen. And now maybe I just want to extract this, to Excel, to do some, to share it with other people who don't have Wave or stuff like that. So we have added this feature actually now. So if I click share, you can see the new download button here. And so you can download as image as before, but now you can also download an Excel format or CSV. So let me try with Excel format. It's going to be open so my Excel spreadsheet directly with exactly what I see on the screen. So again, it's not really like a mass export of all the data that you have in Wave. It's really like you do an exploration, you refine your filters, and then you can extract exactly what you see on the screen. So I can also, for example, do like a more complex representation, like a pivot table. So if I do a pivot table, I may add some more information. So for example, by account type, by account source, I can do by account owner. And here again, I can extract exactly this view. And again, if I do an Excel format, I'm going to get not the raw data, but really like what I see on the screen. So, this can be scary for some people, like, wow, you download stuff outside of Salesforce. I don't really want my users to do that. So, be safe. We have added a setup, a permission set, actually. So you can enable these features by users. So if I go to the permission set screen, typo. So if I go to the permission set screen, and you will see that, so I don't know if I have one that exists here. Let's take this one anyway. If I click edit, system properties, sorry. So here you will be able to see, download Wave data analytics. So if you provide this permission to the users, they will be able to download. The user who don't have this one, of course, will not be able to use the features. Okay. And so last things I want to show you about embedded and community is actually our community offering. So we have released these features like previously in the spring release to be able to expose any Wave dashboard in the community. So here is an example of Kellycook on the DTC community. And as you can see on the home page, we have integrated embedded like Wave dashboard. And so what is coming in summer release is actually the sharing capabilities. So now, as Kellycook, in my community, as a portal users, I'm able to go on any dashboard and post my finding with, for example, my colleague as a partner. So if I go to, for example, here, Trinity Buy, and I can see like all the sales benchmarking, I can click share, and I can post to my Trinity internal chatter group, so my partner chatter group. If I, here, click. So now I can share with my colleague. Again, nobody is like DTC employee. We are really partners. I can share this with my other partners, and we can collaborate on the data. Here, up. So it's really pushing collaboration not only internally, but also externally with partner and customer plus. So that's really what we have delivered for Wave, what we call like Wave collaboration for the summer release. So now if we go back to the slide, another topics I want to share with you about App Exchange. So they have really worked a lot on everything around packaging, metadata, ALM. So to really like put the Wave product at the same level of support as other Salesforce product. So now you will be able to create a package, put it on AppExchange. They are supporting also LMA, so ISV can create also package, wave package. But also our customers can move now easily from sandbox to productions. So if I click on the package, what you will see on the package screen is a new object, the new wave object. So you are going to be able to, so let me create a new app, for example, baby names. As you can see, we have a baby name applications. And I'm going to be able to add component, and this list of component, which is standard Salesforce list of component, we have like wave application, wave dashboard, wave data flow, wave data set. I mean, all the wave applications. So if I click, for example, wave applications, I'm able to select the ones that I used previously, that I showed you previously. And here, everything is going to be added. So the application is going to be in the package, but also all the dashboard and all the data set. So again, we are not shipping like the data per se, but we are really shipping like all the metadata, like any type of Salesforce applications.
Excellent. So I really, really, really love what you showed me about the wave collaboration up front.
Yep.
That annotation piece is just so great because, I mean, the spirit behind Chatter is adding context to collaboration.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, this just seems like the next step. We're in effect removing the feed and just putting the Chatter directly on top of the object that we're looking at.
And even better, actually, I forget to show you one thing, which is you can even resolve conversation. So, like Google Docs, very useful. You're on comments, and you may end up with like a lot of comments in documents. And so to avoid to have too many comments, we have added a resolve capabilities. That once you have the answers to your question, you can click resolve and it just go away.
That's a great addition. Now, I noticed that it looked like you were mostly showing us the annotation functionality on the Flex dashboards. Does it work only on the Flex dashboard, or does it work on all dashboards?
That's a really good question, actually. So, Flex dashboard, and Amruta is really going to go into these topics, is really like the next generation of dashboard creation for us. Mm-hmm. So we really wanted to, we are really focusing to bring all the features to the next generation versus to the one that may go at some point.
Excellent. So I do have one remaining question around the AppExchange package.
Sure.
Do we support every Wave asset on that package currently?
So we support almost every asset. We are one that we are still working on is what we call the dataset metadata definitions, which need to be manually moved over, but we are working on it to be able to release in winter release.
Well, that's great news for all of our customers, especially those who are into collaboration, which we hope are all of them.
Yep.
But we do have more to teach our customers about today, and I hope they find great value in this next session. It's all about maps with Amruta.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I'm excited to be here to talk to you about 3 basic things. So on our dashboards, what we're doing is allowing you to be able to set additional dashboard level properties and also exposing some new charts to you. And let me switch to the demo and, like Francois says, let's see it working live rather than just showing you slides. So out here, I am in my Wave app, and we all know how we go about and create a dashboard today. I would traditionally just go ahead into my data set, and I can just go ahead, say I'm going to group it by industry, and I would clip this and have it show up in my dashboard. I have a dashboard open, so you can see that all my clippings are right here. But you know what? I don't need to keep doing that all the time anymore. Now I can, from within my dashboard, create a lens. So let me show you how I could actually do that. I can go ahead, click on the Create Step icon, choose a data set, and boom. Right here, I have my whole Explorer experience right here within my dashboard. Let's go ahead and create a quick lens. And again, I'm just going to look at stages. And I'm going to just do a sort on it, save it. And I'm just going to drag drop it right here onto my dashboard. This is fantastic. But you know what? This visualization does not really make sense to me. So how about I go in here and look at it as a funnel? Because that's what makes sense as a stage. I'm looking at all my stages in a funnel. Right here, I also have options where I can actually display or hide a legend. I can show the values, or hide the values. So if I've hidden the values, all you're seeing is percentages right here. Or I can, decide to not show a total, which showed up on the top here, right, a sum of amounts. Now, when you're looking at a funnel, it has to look like a funnel. You want a neck of the funnel. And here I also have the ability to configure the neck of the funnel. So say I say 7. You can see that the 7 stages are actually configured as the neck of my funnel, and then the rest of it is at top. So I can even go ahead and say 2. You don't see much there. Let's say I'm going to look at 8. So then my closed won and closed lost are right on top right there. And again, this dashboard, this chart is available both in the old dashboard builder as well as the Flex dashboard builder. So you don't need to be only in Flex for this. Now, while I'm talking about the Flex dashboard builder, I did mention dashboard level properties. So let's look at what that is. So right here from this icon, I can click on properties. That takes me on a dashboard level properties. Now, if you notice, if I have a dashboard, I want it to look pretty. I maybe don't want it to be on a blank background. I can go ahead and change the background color right here to say blue, or even any custom color that I want to pick up. If you want, you could even make it transparent by just adding RGBA. And it's completely transparent right there. And for instance, what if you want to put an image in the background, right? Because we do that all the time when we're trying to customize things. You can even do that right now. So right here, I'm just going to go ahead and put a doc ID for a particular image. And my whole background is just that image. And if you had multiple small images, you could even scale them, do original, tile them, stretch it, and it'll just give you all that flexibility right there. Another thing, if you notice on this image, is you can see these small grid lines right here. Now, what if I don't want to show those grid lines? What if I want it to look completely clean? You can go ahead and do that. Looking at this horizontal and vertical cell spacing, I could just change it to 0, and you notice all those grid lines are gone. Or I could just make it 16, and I have like these big grid lines. And what these are actually doing is helping me space these components out with that spacing in between them. So let's go back and make it maybe 4 right here. So this is actually allowing you to configure a lot of dashboard level properties that we didn't have earlier. Now, what if you wanted to configure a bunch of properties on your widgets and you didn't want to repeatedly do it on every single widget? You can do that here as well. So for instance, what if I wanted all the widgets that I put there to have a border? I can configure them right here. And then I can do, say, a border color of red so that it stands out. That's it. I just had to do it right here. And then every new widget that I drag drop on this whole dashboard will basically have that border right there. So if you notice, I'm just putting a text widget right here, it automatically has that border. And if I say wanted to override, it doesn't really look good on a text widget, I can just go here within the specific widget and uncheck it. So then for that specific widget, that widget level property is not going to apply anymore. So you have a lot more visual controls right there. Now that said, we also introduced another concept of a container. And a container is, just as the name says, it's a container of a bunch of widgets. So I can just drag drop this container right here and expand it. And I hate these red boxes. So I'm just going to go ahead in the properties and just remove that so we don't have that anywhere. And with this container, imagine this to be just a box that you can configure. Similar to the dashboard, you have the same set of properties here. If I wanted, I could just go ahead, put a background image, which could be similar to the one that I had there. Or I can go ahead and just put a background color here, which could be anything. Or I could just leave it to be empty. I can just, keep it, again, I prefer keeping it transparent. So I'm just going to keep the container transparent and go ahead and remove my background image. So you can see that I have a transparent container right here. Now, what value does this give me, right? What I'm going to do is, say I'm just going to go ahead and put a text widget here and just give this dashboard a quick name, saying the best dashboard ever. And then I always like to put some icons in there. How would I do that? For that, we introduced another type of widget, which is an image widget. I can drag drop this image widget right here. And similar to what I did with the dashboard properties, I can just put in a doc ID right here. So for instance, I'm just going to use this cheese icon that I have here, put that there. And if you notice, again, there's a lot of white space, and I could even tile this. So you can see the effect of, if you want to have more and more of these. Of course, a lot of cheese there, but I don't want that. So let's go ahead and make this not have a background, so then it can just blend in right there. And since I made this a container, what's the value of that? So if you notice, I move this, all the widgets are going to move with me because it's in the same container. So it's one way for you to try and group these widgets together and move them around. So that gives a lot of value right there. Now that's fantastic and awesome, but there is this one cool feature that I want to show you, which is being able to create maps. How about I go ahead and create a query for maps on state, but do I need to go back to the steps? Maybe not. What I can do is, remember I had created this lens right here. If I click on it, it's going to clone it for me. So if you had a bunch of complex queries that you had created, you don't need to recreate them. Sometimes we forget, if we open a dashboard that's really old, what lens was created. I can just start from that lens, clone it, and just quickly go ahead and switch it around to what I'm trying to look at. So here I'm just going to change the stage to a state and drag drop that thing right here. And I'm now going to make it a map. And when I switch it to a map, you're able to see that I have world, country, and US states. So I can just go ahead and create a US state map, which is completely interactive. So I'm going to click around here. You can see the accounts right here. If I'm going to try and see, okay, where am I making most money in the energy sector, it's going to show me, hey, I'm making most energy sector in Kansas. I don't know why, but it helps me drill down a lot. So this is just fantastic.
Yeah, that map does look fantastic. But using the U.S. as an example, brings a question to mind. I mean, can we use other maps outside of the United States?
Glad you asked me that question. Let me show you how we have actually extended our whole map, framework. So the way we enabled maps is with what we call custom GeoJSON. A GeoJSON is basically a file that defines a bunch of shapes. So if you notice, every map or every state here is a shape. And in the GeoJSON, you're basically defining a shape, which allows you to define any kind of map. And we have enabled you to upload your own GeoJSON and create your own map. Let me show you how you would do that. All I would do is go to this page, which has a list of all the existing GeoJSONs and maps that I have in this org. Click New. And then I'm just going to choose a file that I had downloaded. And let me go back to downloads. And I think this was a Kenya map. So I'm just going to say Kenya and just insert the GeoJSON right here. Now, just inserting a GeoJSON is not going to create a map. You have to basically create a map record associated with that GeoJSON. And a single GeoJSON can be used to create multiple maps on it. So imagine it's similar to taking a big picture and taking small lenses and looking at different parts of the picture and giving names to those lenses. That's pretty much how you want to think about it. So here, say I'm going to go ahead and create a Kenya map. And every GeoJSON has different projections. So be careful of which projection you use based on the projection that the GeoJSON has been created on. In this case, the GeoJSON I have has an equirectangular projection. And then I'm just going to go ahead and choose this and insert the map. Successfully inserted. So now, first let me save this. And I'm going to go ahead and refresh this dashboard. And let's go and edit. Sorry. And if you notice here, I have my Kenya map right here. So it was just instant, quick clicks right there. Now the data set I'm using, of course, doesn't have any Kenya data associated with it, which is why you won't see any data here. But if I did, then you would see it completely interactive right there. And not only this, you can do fun things with your custom GeoJSON, actually. So let me show you one real fun thing that we landed up doing with the custom GeoJSON, which is a Levi's Stadium map. And this is a completely interactive map. So if, say, in this case, we are trying to project the ticket sales. So if you want to go ahead and see how many females are seated and where, if you want to go ahead and see who's really seated here, you can see that the price range for that, it's mainly club. So it's pretty cool and interactive. And this gives you the flexibility of envisioning this as being able to represent floor maps, shop maps, geographical maps, anything if you may, and putting your data on top of it and making it interactive. So
That's great. Now you've mentioned the custom GeoJSONs and the incredible things they can do. Where can I find those?
You can actually find them anywhere on the web. And there are a lot of resources, even if you go to GitHub, there are lots of resources of GeoJSON. It's a pretty standard way that maps are represented around the world. So it's very easy to do that. There are also a lot of tools available, open source tools available out there that help you convert SVG images to GeoJSON. So it's just very generic. You can get any map that you want right there.
Great. So and with that last point, does that mean that I don't necessarily need to be able to manipulate JSON myself in order to generate GeoJSONs?
No, you don't. So it's a pretty standard thing. You get a custom GeoJSON, you just upload it, and boom, it just works. So it's not that you need to write any code or anything like that.
Great. Well, that wraps up all the content we had to present to you today in this special extra presentation from Salesforce Release Readiness. Thank you for joining us. We wish you the best in success.